Deadlock's ranked season is 11 days old, so I pulled every ranked match the game's recorded since it opened. 199,000 ranked matches and 152,000 players inside them. 4 of those players are Eternus. 4, that's the top rank in the game, and across 11 days of ranked play, 4 people are wearing it. 44 are Ascendant, the rank underneath, and 98.8% of everyone who's queued ranked this season is sitting at Oracle or lower. If you've come to Deadlock off a few hundred hours of League, that probably confirms what the game already feels like. Brutally top-heavy, packed with Dota and Counter-Strike veterans who've been in the playtest since 2024, and a badge that means less than the one you had in League. The first half of that's wrong, and the second half's right, and the reason is way more useful than anything you'll read about Deadlock veterans. So I put both ladders side by side, and the two shapes aren't the same species. Here's Deadlock's whole ladder, counted by player instead of by match. Every account gets counted once at the badge Valve reported after their most recent ranked game, so somebody grinding 6 hours a day doesn't outweigh 6 people who queued once. Initiate holds 10.5% of ranked players, Seeker 14.6, Acolyte 13.1, and Sentinel 11.7, Mystics on 11.8, Ritualist 11.7, Emissary 11, and Oracle 14.5. That's 8 ranked tiers in a row, and every one of them lands between 10.5% and 15%. Deadlock's ranked ladder is nearly flat. Then it stops dead, with Phantom on 1.2%, Ascendant on 0.03, and Eternus a rounding error. Now put League next to it. This is OP.GG's North American ladder, pulled the same afternoon. 1,494,000 ranked players. Irons on 3.8%, Bronze 16.7, Silver 21.8, Gold 23.9, Platinum 17.6, Emerald 11.8, and Diamond 3.6. Everything above Diamond put together is under 1% of the ladder. Silver and Gold on their own are nearly half of League. So League has the clustered ladder, and Deadlock has the even one, which is the opposite of how everybody talks about ranked in the two games. Whatever's making Deadlock feel harder, it's not a ladder stacked against you at your own rank. And that's because a percentage hides the number that actually decides who's in your lobby. Ritualist is 11.7% of Deadlock's ranked players. Emerald is 11.8% of League's. Those two look identical to anybody reading a rank distribution, and they're nothing alike. 11.7% of what we measured is 17,900 people worldwide across the whole season so far. 11.8% of League is 176,000 people, and that's North America on its own. The matchmaker never gets to draw on your rank anyway. It draws on the people at your rank in your region who happen to be in the queue in the same few minutes as you. Valve wrote that down themselves in the launch post, saying the matchmaker won't always be able to do a great job depending on who is in the queue at the specific time, especially at ranks or regions where the queue is much thinner. So a rank's really a statement about a room, and the smaller the room, the less that statement's worth. Deadlock's room is smaller than League's in 3 separate ways, and they multiply together. The obvious one's raw population, and honestly it's the least interesting of the 3. SteamDB had Deadlock at 87,000 concurrent players yesterday, against an all-time peak of 171,000 back in September 2024. Valve's own public player count endpoint won't even report this game, so that 87,000 is SteamDB measuring it rather than Steam publishing it. Every ranked queue in every region is being cut out of that number. Second, the pool can't grow on demand, because you still can't just go and buy Deadlock. There's been no open sign-up, no store page you can hand money to, and no marketing since the game leaked in 2024. Whether that's the right call for something still in development isn't my argument, and Valve clearly think it is. The consequence is what matters here. League can pull 1 million new players in off a Netflix show, and Deadlock's ranked pool grows at the speed of friends inviting friends, and then only at the speed those friends win 60 games. Third one's the one nobody counts, and for matchmaking, it's the biggest. Every ranked player in Deadlock is welded to a tiny hero pool, because Valve only let you pick heroes you've won 15 games with in Standard, and you need 3 of them before the queue treats your roster as valid. So the matchmaker isn't picking 10 people out of the queue, it's picking 10 people who between them have to fill a match, and every one of them's carrying maybe 3 or 4 names they're allowed to touch. Riot has never once had to solve that, because a gold player in League can pick anything in Champion Select. Stack the 3, and the pool being reached into at your rank in your region at 11 at night is a fraction of a fraction of a fraction. Which brings us back to the 4, because the top of this ladder is what a thin pool looks like when you photograph it. 44 Ascendant players, 4 Eternus players. The highest badge anybody in the entire sample has ever displayed is Eternus 3, and those aren't 4 people who hit Eternus and slid back down the ladder either. I checked the highest badge every ranked account has ever shown across the 11 days, and it comes back as the same 4. Eternus also isn't a leaderboard slot, and that distinction matters because if it were, 4 would be a fact about the badge instead of a fact about the ladder. Valve's own post prices Eternus 1 at the same fixed 2,000 rank points every other promotion in the game costs. The percentile rule only starts once you're already inside Eternus, and all it does there is shuffle the sub-ranks. 4 players cleared that threshold on rank points, and nobody got capped out of it by a leaderboard size. One caution on my own number, because somebody's going to rerun this query against the Deadlock API. We measured players who finished a ranked match between the 30th of July and today. Anyone who stopped playing before that window or hasn't started to climb yet isn't in it. So this is a census of 11 days of ranked play rather than a census of the world, and inside those 11 days it's 4. Every matchmaker ever built has the same 2 moves when the pool at your rank runs thin. Make you wait or reach further out and hand you a worse game. There's no third move, and there never has been, in any game with a ranked queue. Riot says this out loud about their own game, and their matchmaking article tells you that the longer you wait, the more the system may stray from your MMR or swap somebody's position. The community wiki spells out the queue loop underneath it. When the matchmaker fails to find players inside its strictest limits, it loosens the restrictions a little and starts searching again, and if it keeps failing, you get larger and larger skill deviations between the best and worst player in the game. League runs that loop constantly, and you basically never see it, because there are millions of people in that queue to fail over before it has to loosen anything you'd notice. Deadlock runs the identical loop against a pool valve themselves called very thin, so it's the same problem with wildly less room to solve it in. Your Deadlock games swing more than your League games did at the same badge, for the same effort. Your rank sits still, while the real quality of the 9 people around it wanders, and a ladder that wanders reads as a hard game. Here's the part you can use tonight, and it's the reason percentiles beat ranked names. Ranked names don't survive being carried between games, and percentiles do. In Deadlock, the median ranked player is Mystic 1, so half the ladder sits below Mystic. Sentinel 6 is the 49th percentile, Ritualist 6 is the 73rd, Emissary 6 is the 84th, and Oracle 1 starts at 86.5. Oracle 6, which most people read as a mid-ladder holding pen because so many players calibrated into it, is the 98.8 percentile of everybody who's played ranked this season. Line those percentiles up against leagues, and translating between the 2 games stops being a guess. Oracle 6 sits at 98.8, and on that same North American ladder, 98.8 lands you inside Diamond. Mystic 1, the Deadlock median, lands in Gold, so the badge people write off as a calibration holding pen is a Diamond percentile, and it doesn't feel like one because there are 3,500 players standing in it instead of 54,000. So if you're Oracle 6 and you feel like you're going nowhere, you're in the top 1.2% of the measured players, and the ladder has nowhere left to put you. That's not a demotion in disguise, that's the ranked pool running out above your head. And the rule that carries to any competitive game you ever pick up. Before you judge a ranked ladder, don't ask what percentage of players sits above you. Ask how many people that actually is. 11.8% of League in one region is 176,000 people. 1.2% of Deadlock is 1,800, and the 4 at the very top would fit in a car. If you want to know where you really sit, drop your Deadlock badge and your League rank in the comments, and I'll tell you which one of them is the higher percentile, because a lot of you have got that backwards. And if you want more of these, where a number everybody quotes about a ranked system turns out to be measuring something else, that's the whole channel.